On the wings of Rex Jamesy, Ultimate Health welcomes you to Ghana Month on Joy 99.7 FM.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, great songs back then, huh? Was this 86? You tell me. Ghana Month, yes. Where we emphasize our Ghanaian heritage, huh?
Joy 99.7 FM.
Little jiggle in my headset, but I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Name as normal. Nortey by nature.
Joy 99.7 FM.
I'm taking a close-up look at the value of our cocoa. One of the pillars of our Ghanaian economy, brought into Ghana by Tete Kwashi, who ironically, like a certain Nortey by nature, comes from Teshi.
Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
So to kick off our Ghana Month, we'll be looking at the real value of our Ghanaian cocoa, nutritionally. What do we get from it? Is there anything bad about our cocoa? How should we be taking it? I saw parliamentarians holding cocoa in Parliament. Then alongside that, I'll try and demystify the consumption of white clay, ayilo. Carolyn, we'll talk about that as well with my guests in the studio. Wise. You could Nortey Lecha, team lead of Let's Consult, an author, dietitian, and many other things. He's got several books. I'll go into the books in a bit. But we're going to break down the value of our Ghanaian cocoa. Some say Ghana's gold. Some say the superfood. I'm sure you know Tete Kwashi brought it down. He went up to, well, can I say up? He went to Fernando Po, Equatorial Guinea. Fernando Po is now known as Bioko. And you know we have a chocolate called Bioko, huh? So you live and learn. But Wise, welcome to the studio. Oh, I'm not hearing you at all. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Nortey.
Okay, right, I got you clear. Been a while, huh?
Yeah.
It's
been long.
Let's consult with Let's Consult. And Mr. Lecha. How's it been?
It's been good by grace.
Yeah.
And we've been on it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking diet everywhere.
Diet everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, full time on your own.
Exactly so.
Right. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you. And as part of Ghana Month, I want to get into some of these things, not politically, but to understand when we say cocoa is our gold. Okay. We know we didn't have it originally. It was introduced into this country by Tete Kwashi. But what exactly are we playing around with when we start doing all the politics and all the stuff? It has great nutritional values and benefits. Yeah?
Exactly.
So let's go into that. When we say cocoa, sometimes we hear cacao,
Yeah.
right? And I'm
Yes.
told the cocoa is when we roast the beans and we get a different product. But you share with us cacao and cocoa.
Well,
the difference.
You see the products, the confectionery products of cocoa, that is what the world knows.
Right.
And that's what you just described when the bean is roasted.
So that is cocoa.
That is what the world knows, but that's not actually cocoa. That is refined cocoa. Let me put it that way, because the value you gain from cocoa, the more you process it, the more you actually lose much of its nutritional value.
Okay.
So let's fix our minds and our eyes and everything on the cocoa that we saw the MPs hold the last time.
Okay.
The pod, right? So it's a superfood, like you put it. I wonder why. Actually, Ghana has harnessed the economic value, the monetary gains from cocoa, but we've not promoted or domesticated it enough for it to benefit us nutritionally. But when you talk superfoods in the world, cocoa is high up there,
Right.
because it has almost every kind of nutrient that you can think of. So you can look at it as a fruit or the fruit of the cocoa plant, but then it's that kind of fruit that even has some fat in it, right? So all the nutrients you're looking for, the common ones, the carbohydrate, the protein, there's fat, the vitamins, the minerals, and all that, abundantly present in cocoa. In fact, if you are caught up in the wild and you chance upon cocoa, you can survive.
Just on cocoa.
Exactly. You gain all the nutrients that the body needs.
Okay. Right, if you just joined us, 11 minutes past the hour of 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. The program, as always, on a Sunday afternoon. Ultimate Health, your ultimate guide to healthy living. With me, Nortey by nature. I'm with Wise Lecha, team lead of Let's Consult. They are into educational materials, dietetics, and many, many, many more. He has many publications. You cannot be a discerning listener of Ultimate Health and not know Wise. Okay, we're breaking down, as part of our Ghana Month first edition, the value of Ghanaian cocoa, or cocoa essentially, right? What do we get from it, and how do we make sure we derive that benefit from it? Okay, so we're breaking down the nutritional constituents of our cocoa and how we make sure we preserve and actually yield those dividends. Okay, we know the economic value, right? So that's what we're talking about today. Sometimes they say just the should I say raw or largely unprocessed cocoa is better than the ones you process into different products, right? We'll learn about that from him today. alongside that, maybe let me say in the second part of the program, I want to consider ayilo, white clay, bentonite clay, kaolin, bentonite clay, sorry, and it's called so-called kaolin. We say, the guys say ayilo, I think it's Chile or Shire in a can. And I've forgotten the where. You can share that with me. I like leaving that part out so that you can share when you WhatsApp or text us, right? So why do we eat soil, essentially, right? Why would you eat soil? For me, as a psychologist, there's a whole disorder where people ingest non-nutritional products. Some are chewing sticks and swallowing. Some ice, some feces, right? So the consumption of clay can be considered alongside that, but there are other things we'll be getting into on Ultimate Health today with Wise Lecha. So if you have any questions, concerns, confessions, experiences, the pregnancy-related cravings and all those things that spur you on to eat ayilo, right? But let's start with the cocoa. Okay, so we've got our cocoa. We know it has these values. You were breaking down the kind of things we get from cocoa, but you were also emphasizing and agreeing with me that it's a superfood.
Yes.
Okay.
It is, yeah. But then, superfoods don't make the world healthy. Mm-hmm. So we must always focus on eating healthy, well-balanced meals.
Okay.
And so whatever benefits or nutritional benefits there are in the cocoa should be married with every other kind of food or food resource that we have for a healthier life. So I'm carrying the conversation beyond the nutrients in cocoa to how it affects health.
Okay.
So though it has all these many nutrients that are good, you cannot rely on it alone for good health, right? Now, if you permit me, I can begin to go into some of the nutrients and how they affect or how we benefit from them, right? So cocoa has a lot of magnesium, and magnesium is important for muscle relaxation.
Okay.
Right. It also functions in the body's ability to detoxify itself of harmful compounds or chemicals. This same magnesium also balances acid in the system, starting from the alimentary canal. When food touches the walls of the stomach, there are some cells there called chief cells. They secrete HCl, which helps in digesting proteins and other nutrients. Yeah, some people produce too much of this acid. Magnesium in the system helps to and it's the same magnesium helps in pain management because it helps to calm the nerves. And when you talk about muscle pain and all that, for the ladies, it helps in managing menstrual cramps. Right.
All this is from cocoa.
The magnesium in cocoa.
The magnesium alone.
In cocoa.
Right. But let me just butt in there. So, are you aware of any role or any proper, should I say, processing and harnessing that has allowed Ghana, for example, to use cocoa or utilize it in our pharmaceutical industries?
No. So that's why in my beginning statement, I praised how we've been able to harness the economic benefits of cocoa. But then when it comes to using it as food, domesticating it, and then also medicinal purposes, we've not really done much. Right, there are cocoa products. You see some cocoa powders on the market and all that. So one way or the other, those are efforts that people have put in to bring the cocoa into helping manage various conditions.
So when the products seem to tout these benefits, they are not hyping us. They are not. These are
not at all. These are proven. These are proven actual effects.
Right.
And even in clinical practice, we see some of these effects. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just talking about the magnesium. In cocoa, it can do so much for the nerves in helping manage pain and a whole lot of stuff. Now, cocoa packs a lot of antioxidants as well.
When we say antioxidants, break it down for us.
So when we go through our daily activities and we eat, we work, we get tired and all that, the system produces harmful chemicals or compounds that tend to be attacking itself, right? And their reactions against the cells and all that can cause diseases, cause problems for the heart and all that. So some of these compounds are called free radicals.
Free radicals.
Just like the way the word radical, if someone is radical, they can do bad things and all that. So that is where the term begins from. Now, they attack cells, they cause diseases. The compounds that God has given us, or that we get from our food and from our diet and all that counter their effects, they are called antioxidants. Yes. So they neutralize the harmful effects of these free radical compounds, which if they are left alone, they can even cause heart disease, they can cause cancers and all that.
Now, Wise, let me help break this down for my. So, as a normal functioning of the body, and processing of foods and other things we take, we will have the production of some of these free radicals.
Compounds, yes.
Okay. Now, what you're saying is that cocoa possesses effective, potent antioxidants that will fight,
they counter the effect of those
effects of
compounds.
these things.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, what we're saying is that if we're taking cocoa, later you talk to us about the amount we should be taking or how we should be taking it. It does counter the effects, and it could work in a preventive manner when it comes to disease.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't mean that if I have a disease or a disorder caused by these things, cocoa becomes a treatment, or does it?
Not at all. So these are preventive measures, properties that it has. Of course, if you have a disease, you and I know that the diseases have to be diagnosed well, and then proper remedies prescribed by qualified personnel or health personnel. So these are just natural properties of the food product, this superfood, that should actually draw us closer to it. I hope that by the end of this discussion, many of us would have looked for some cocoa seedlings to at least have 1 or 2 cocoa trees planted in our homes, because they are very, very good. So those antioxidants, they are known as flavonoids. Yes, and cocoa has a whole lot of them.
But again, you suggest to us that as we further and further process this cocoa, we are losing some of these, should I say,
natural
nutrients and ingredients that protect us. Okay. So maybe later on we'll probably be looking at, so if I buy a bar of chocolate, does it have all this in it?
Exactly. So talking to that, many of the cocoa products that the world knows may not even be potent enough to give us these benefits, simply because they have put sugar together, they have put some coloring agents together, and then added a little element of cocoa, something small, just to give you the cocoa flavor. Right? That may not be enough, potent enough to give us all the benefits.
Now I got this from someone. He says he still has not distinguished between cocoa and cacao. Right, as I started at the beginning. It's
just nomenclature. So cocoa,
in some literature there is a distinction.
Cacao,
Right. We'll come back to that in a bit. Let's continue and see if we can do a bit more on cocoa. And as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, we'll try and do the demystification of the ailo. If we don't get to do all the ailo, we'll bring it next week as well. All right?
Yes, so serotonin. It's known as the happiness hormone. And cocoa has, let me put it bluntly, plenty of it. Right. It just helps us to feel good. and those are some of the benefits. By tuning the body into that happiness mode, it's helping us to manage stress as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another major benefit of having cocoa. And then there are some, when people take cannabis, the way they feel, it's because of the compounds in that product, right? Now, there are compounds in cocoa. They have some very, very complex names. The one is anandamide. That compound has that kind of effect, cannabinoidal effect. So it also just helps the system to relax, to feel good, and all that. And that is why when people take some of the cocoa products, like some of the natural cocoa products, powders that we know, helps them to relax and sleep well.
Okay. Let me just read this out whilst you're, catching up on some of those ingredients of cocoa. Blessed Sunday, my brother Nortey. By nature, your beggar high life old school tunes seem to be a very healthy medication that soothes the soul on a sunny Sunday afternoon like this one. I used to take the usual cocoa drink until recently when I was faced with a diabetic condition, for which reason my nutritionist advised that I switch to the brown gold natural cocoa drink in order to control my sugar level, amongst many other health benefits. Note, this natural cocoa drink I am talking about is very bitter but manageable. Can you please let the doctor explain or educate us on other benefits of this natural cocoa drink? This is from Prosper. Okay, Prosper, you and I, we have to have lunch one of these days. So you've been dodging, right? So he's sharing. Of course, many complain that what is touted as most beneficial and healthy is somewhat bitter, right? We've gotten used to the sweet or the sweetened product. Yeah. And he's, sharing the benefits.
Yes, that's the natural. So you see the statement we made from the beginning. The more the processing, the more you lose the benefits. Okay.
Right? Let me test you with this perhaps a general confession or testimony across Ghana. Many would buy the brown gold, right? Okay. Natural, but they would add some sugar. Are they doing something wrong?
Yes. So the reason why that natural powder is unsweetened, and anything that is unsweetened, buys a lot of health for us. Okay. Right? So we don't have to go back adding so much sugar.
Wise, I know your name is Wise, but this sounds like wisdom. Hang on. Anything that is sweetened compromises on whatever benefit we may be getting.
Exactly.
So essentially, the wisdom is what? Sugar is not good for us?
Too much sugar.
That's the
problem.
Do we need sugar at all?
Yes, we can't survive without sugar.
Oh, okay.
Because even the brain cells use only glucose as a source of energy. Okay. Right? So even if you don't add sugar to your cup of tea or to porridges and all that, the starchy foods that we eat become sugar. Okay. Right? So one way or the other, the body gets is sugar. Okay. So even there are some ways of dieting or eating whereby people don't eat carbohydrates. Even in that kind of state, denying the body of the obvious sources of sugar, the body is able to make sugar out of non-sugar compounds. Right?
That is that glucose is different. When you say sugar and you say glucose, then people, after it breaks it down to its energy constituents, you're talking about glucose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Folks, 26 minutes past the hour of 2, Joy 99.7 FM. As part of Ghana Month, we're looking at the real value of our cocoa. What's in it for you and me that we make so much noise about, that we're even fighting in Parliament about cocoa, right? Are we aware what we're playing with? That's what I brought Wise Lecha, dietitian, author, and team lead of Let's Consult. He's got many books. Be Your Own Dietitian, 150 commonly asked questions answered by him and his team. He's also got Eating to Prevent and Manage Lifestyle Diseases, Live Long by Eating Well, and many more. And we'll talk to him about how you can grab your copy of these books. We've given some out before. Okay, so that's why we're talking about cocoa. And many of you are also looking forward to us switching to the Ayilo. This person, Celestine Mauto, texting from Adanfoa, says, "Hello, Nortey. Good afternoon. Thanks for the teaching. White clay in Anlo language is pando, which is the soft clay, and Calabar for the hard one." I was reading some research last night which tells me in Amfuega there's a lot of that, and in Ho research was done which says about 48%, almost 50% of the people consume white clay, essentially sheer soil. Or in Ewe, is it Anigba? Okay. Okay, right. We'll get there in a second. Let's wrap up on cocoa. But keep your questions, and shortly I will activate the phone lines as well. Ghana Man on Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Ghana B, Ganyo B. But I've been told since I've lost both my mother and father, I'm now Ganyo. The B is gone. So Ganyo, Nortey, Dua. Yeah. From Teshin like Tetekwashi. Okay, so we got all these things packed in cocoa, right? Because we want to do Ayilo as well. How should we be taking cocoa to derive these full, wonderful, super benefits? What should we be doing, right? I mean, should we just be buying the ones on the shelf? What should we be doing?
Okay, so just to, in one statement, to mention that cocoa also has a lot of iron.
Okay.
Yeah, it has other minerals, chromium, and it has zinc, and all this work together to give us very good levels of blood, good health, and all that. Even for the gentleman, because it helps to relieve stress, it helps in muscle contraction. It clears the blood vessels very well, helps in blood circulation and all that. All this helps in sexual function.
Sexual function
exactly.
As well.
It's all those are good benefits. And cardiovascular health. You know, cardiovascular diseases are top causes of death globally in our country. The antioxidative properties of cocoa, and then its ability to reduce oxidative stress and all that helps the heart as well. Right. So how should we be eating cocoa? Let's think first nature. Let's eat it as a fruit. That's why I said earlier that at the end of this conversation, all of us should be motivated enough to have at least one cocoa tree or two in our homes, right? Let's look for the seedlings and plants, and so when the fruits ripen, I mean, it's good to take it as a fruit. And then I remember growing up in the bushes around Klepe, where I started my life. We could pluck cocoa. And
bushes around where?
Klepe, my hometown. Klepe.
Where is that?
In the Volta region.
In the Volta
where
region.
I come from.
Klepe.
You have to give you Banku.
Just give me another woman to kiss.
No. Fetri that will help you, so you can pronounce it better.
Not one point. Okay, so
right, but nowadays we don't see that. Even when I go back there, I don't see cocoa trees around.
Right,
and all that.
We're losing some of these.
We've lost, yes. And I wish that it was even possible for where cocoa is grown, the people would at least eat part of it before they dry the beans and then process it for cocoa board to buy and all that.
So when you're doing that, you're actually eating the seeds and the flesh around the seeds.
The flesh. That should be the first point.
Okay.
And then when the seed is ground, it also forms a very fine powder. So like the natural cocoa powder that we buy from the market, that's one of the products. One of the early products of the processing stage.
When you grind it at that stage in that mode, is it not bitter? It will be bitter.
It is, but like the bitter things make us live longer. The sweeter things still alive.
All right, 31 minutes past the hour of 2 on Joy 99.7 FM. We're breaking down the value of our cocoa, what we are fighting about, and why we want to earn more for it, and so on and so forth. By all means, let us enhance the product. Let's refine and get more value in the market chain. But we're looking at the value with regards to your health and your well-being. That's why I've got Wise Chukudi Lecha in the studio from Let's Consult, and we're breaking down this as part of our Ghana Month, where we emphasize on our own cultural heritage, right? If you have any questions, concerns about cocoa, 030-221-6541. WhatsApp is 055-1111-997.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Okay, I think Prosper is asking again. So taking a bit of chocolate once in a while, is it good for a diabetic? And he did mention the blood sugar control, properties of cocoa. So should I be taking chocolate? He hasn't mentioned the type of chocolate. Chocolate if I'm diabetic.
So it depends on how you are managing your diabetes, right? So there used to be the blanket recommendation that diabetics should not take sugar, and all that. But then we don't manage diabetes that way presently.
Okay.
Right? Certain diabetics can take sugar. But
when you say that, Wise, because I've got you as a dietitian, we're talking about the breakdown end product. So when people hear this, then they think, so long as the thing is not sweet, I'm doing the right thing. But even beer breaks down to sugars.
Yes, so
to glucose and all that. Yeah.
The one on table.
Yeah.
Is what we call popularly, we all know as sugar.
Yeah.
The table sugar, which is sucrose.
Yeah, but we're talking about diabetes. When you say
yes,
don't take sugar.
That's what I'm referring to, the table sugar.
Don't take the table sugar.
Yeah, so I was saying that, okay, there's that general rule.
Okay.
Of course, if you have diabetes and your sugars are high up there, one of the most logical and sensible things to do is not to be adding sugar to your food.
Adding the refined sugar.
If your condition is being managed well, there are times that we can take out certain aspects of the food to allow for some sugar and all that.
Okay.
So taking it from that angle, having a bite of chocolate as a diabetic cannot be termed as bad.
And there are low sugar chocolates. And
of course, there are also even no sugar.
No sugar.
There's zero sugar.
There's sugar-free, and then there's low sugar.
Which will be...
Look out for those.
Which will be an easy pick for them. And that should not cause any problem. But even the sweetened one, if you are managing the condition well, discussing well with your dietitian.
I find Prosper adding another question, which I find interesting, especially when I teach substances. Okay, is regular coffee intake good for the diabetic, right? Because cocoa has caffeine.
Yes, but then cocoa is one of the low caffeine.
It's low caffeine
products.
But people forget that in many of our cocoa drinks and all that, there's caffeine.
Yes.
Right. And it's not only coffee which has caffeine.
Caffeine, of course.
Right.
And there are other sources of caffeine apart from coffee.
Okay, so he's asking, can
even
a diabetic regularly take coffee?
Yeah, of course. If your coffee is low strength, for example, I find it difficult giving recommendations on diseases when I'm not looking at the patient food.
Right,
right, because you have to consider
Joy,
a lot of other factors. Does this diabetic have hypertension?
Prosper is firing today. I think, Prosper, your ultimate health level is high. Come and let Ziggy treat you, okay? But yeah, he's saying something about, why does Google keep doing this to my screen? Ziggy, something keeps happening to my screen. He's saying his sugar level is
in the morning
is 5.5.
That's good fasting blood sugar control. But then we don't use only FBS. We should have an idea of your HbA1c.
Okay.
And then know whether you have other comorbidities and all that, right?
Okay.
So if we meet in the clinic, yes, we can make recommendations. But it's not a no, right?
Okay.
Yes. But I don't want anyone to take this as a yes because I'm not there. And having the full complement of your history.
See a physician or a dietitian properly, go for consult, and use Ultimate Health as just a supplementary information. Hi Nortey, I'm not diabetic. Can I add natural honey to my brown gold? CC from Ritz Junction. Natural honey to my brown gold.
A tablespoon of that to
a bit more gold. Can she?
Yeah, she can. Nothing stops her from doing that.
Okay. All right. Cici Solomon. Hey, my grandmom is a Solomon. Oh, come and let's talk. All right. This one says, hi, Nortey. I have a severe case of gastric reflux disease.
GERD.
GERD. I've tried all sorts of medication that only gave me short-term relief. I'm an elderly woman, an elderly woman in my neighborhood. What is happening to this screen today, guys? An elderly woman in my neighborhood told me to eat bentonite clay, and incredibly, that is Ayilo. Incredibly, it has been my go-to since for about 5 years now. When my symptoms start, I take some of the bentonite clay and I'm completely okay. And it rhymes with clay. All right. To reduce the possibility of worm infestation, I rebake the clay in an oven and store after purchase. And this is shared by IFWA. Now, IFWA, there's a whole research, many of them, about microbial should I say, contents
load
or load of the clay, because it is essentially it's soil. Okay, so they found all sorts of arsenic and many other things and heavy metals in clay. So I hear you saying you are heating it or rebaking it, and we'll get that.
She wants to kill the germs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but then I don't know whether we can dive into that.
We'll get there in a second. Okay.
Okay.
So, but she's saying that she was using it to solve her problem there. My screen keeps going in and out. Ziggy, I'm going to fight with you and the screen. But anyway, yeah. So, cocoa, we should take it firstly as a fruit if we can.
Yes.
And then take it in its brown gold. Brown gold is now somebody's brand name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There may be some which are natural, but are not called brown gold.
So that's like a natural.
So we should
powder.
take natural cocoa powder.
So I would term it as a minimally processed.
Okay.
Cocoa products.
Okay.
Right. The overly processed
Joy,
ones are the ones that have the
99.7
sugar
FM.
added, that have the milk.
Okay.
There's a lot of milk in cocoa products and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Many of them on the market. Some of us have been clamoring for the sugar-free options.
All right.
And then we can even have low-fat-free options. And stuff like that to make them healthier.
Okay.
Right. But then the go-to cocoa confectionery you are likely to go for might pack so much sugar.
Okay.
And even though
read the label, the higher up in the ingredients you see sugar, then the more sugar there is in that thing.
A lot of sugar, a lot of milk.
Okay.
And then if you take them in the night and all that, it doesn't, even though we may know that cocoa has benefits, you take those products at the wrong times, in the wrong quantities, and then it goes against your health rather.
39 minutes past 2. Let me hit you with this one so we wrap up on cocoa, right? We have during Valentine's Day, National Cocoa Day and those kind of things.
Yes.
Is it the way to go, or are we promoting the wrong type or the wrong usage of cocoa in order to get the benefits?
Yes, so we promote chocolates in February.
All right.
I think we've hit it wrong to a large extent because this cocoa has been with us since your uncle Tetekwashi's time. And we've only concentrated on the economic benefit, the monetary gains, exporting and all that. We should have programs. We should have, by now, made it such that taking cocoa beverages, cocoa drinks and all that, will be the norm in this country. So that it is not only for exports as a raw cocoa bean, but then we have the fruit
for our schools
aspect.
and stuff. I mean, they should be
for
having
the school
drink
feeding
and all these
and all that. We should have cocoa drinks that are not too sweet, that don't have so much cream, and all that, so that we get used to. So that the average Ghanaian, by the time they grow up, will even be used to the bitter taste of cocoa because they would have been introduced to it from childhood. Okay. Right.
Great stuff. Ghana Month on Ultimate Health. Joy 99.7 FM. I have with me Wise Lecha, dietitian, author. We're breaking down the value of our cocoa. If you have any questions, concerns, WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997. I'll activate the phone line 030 221 6541 030 221 6541. Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. I must switch. So we talk about Ayilo. We talk about Ayilo. Why would human beings consume soil, right? Pica is a disorder where we tend to take in non-nutritional, non-food substances and things. We put them in our mouth and essentially we eat them. right?
Yes.
Some of them include the eating of feces, right? I think that's coprophagia. And then geophagia is the one that deals with earth or soil, right? So the consumption of ayilo in many ways falls under this, but it is fueled by many beliefs and many paths and twists of folklore, right? As a dietitian, do you come across this?
Yes, a lot of the times. And I'll start by addressing the question that came earlier. The person eats the ayilo. In my hometown, we call it yes.
Your place is the place now.
To deal with acid reflux or
Okay,
GERD.
right.
But that's not an approved way of dealing with GERD. And like you rightly put it, Pika is craving. If you crave for these non-food items,
I had a client who used to chew toothpicks and then swallow, but it got to a point it needed some surgical intervention because she had a big mass.
Yes. Those stuff are not toothpick, for example, is wood. Yeah. That's cellulose. Yeah. We don't have cellulase to digest it, so it will just be passing through the alimentary canal. Okay. In its wood state. Right. And if it piles up, it can lead to intestinal blockage. Okay. And that is what will require a surgical intervention. Okay.
Blossom, right? I'm talking about you, Blossom. All right.
And the same thing happens with the consumption of the
99.7 FM.
So it's clay and it's non-nutritive. There are reasons why psychologically people eat. Iron deficiency in pregnant women actually forces them. The deficiency of the iron actually causes them to crave.
So the craving is due to a deficiency.
Yes.
Well, sure.
Especially in
Charlie, some of the cravings can't say anymore. I better go.
The more you consume it, the more it distorts the right nomenclature of your nutrition or your diet. So you're not going to be taking in enough of the vitamins and nutrients and iron and all that. And that can lead to anemia. Right. And you spoke about the presence of heavy metals, even in gold processing. I mean, they dig the earth and they take the metal gold out of it. Right. So this means it's a dangerous habit. It's not healthy. And there are microorganisms. So the person who bakes it further to kill germs, maybe the heating can deal with some of the germs. But whatever the end product is still not right.
Right. There's a certain, let me say, predominance or prevalence of this activity in the West African sub-region because I guess the soils we're talking about. Yes. Right. I see some collection of that, should I say, economic activity and the actual consumption in parts of the Volta region, but there's a whole ecosystem and a trade where it is produced and then
rolled nicely,
rolled and nicely shaped, and you can get it in the market.
Yes.
And people the same way somebody would consume maybe this much alcohol, somebody's also consuming daily or weekly this much.
Yes,
ayilo.
Exactly.
Is that okay?
It requires treatment,
Really?
If first of all the medical
person consuming it requires some treatment.
Yes, it can lead to medical complications. Okay. If there's an intestinal blockage, then you have to deal with whatever. If there are
wouldn't the body naturally break
infections?
Down this soil?
No, we don't digest sand.
So I have a flower bed in my stomach. So no, because I've read about positive digestive benefits, right? Things it does, right? And it's known to deal with nausea and many other things. But you're saying that if it is...
So physically, of course, if there's nausea, something dry in the throat, even in dealing with nausea in the clinic, we advise intake of some dry stuff, but not non-food items, right? So if you have, let's say, graphic enzymes, that's roasted corn and groundnuts, which is dry, you chew on that. That's a more nutritious remedy to nausea. As opposed to the clay, for example.
Right. Okay. I hear. I have a caller on the line. Yep. Okay. Are you Mama or Mr. Clay? Hello.
Yeah, Papa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Ajingo.
Yes, I was.
You want to confess? Go ahead.
Yeah, talking about this the free cocoa powder. That's what I used to do. But I so when you have one, you decide how much you add. But as your guest said that we cannot take sugar out of our food, it's moderate. What about milk? Because I heard a song where milk plus sugar will just give you flesh. So with the milk is out of the food. It's also of the.
You're asking if you can add milk to the cocoa.
Like when you get a raw one, small sugar, a little.
I thought you were saying that you had stopped the sugar. Now it's small plus milk.
And also, if I don't want to use the sugar, I want to opt for honey. You okay?
All right, let me pass that on. I know Ajingo. He wants to add sugar, honey, and milk. What would you say bluntly to him?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with adding a little sugar or a little milk, which is especially if it's low fat or non-dairy type of milk to your cocoa beverage. Just do things in moderation. But of course, if we see you one-on-one, then we can actually be able to advise on the right portions for you.
Okay, something's happening with my screen. Can I just have the WhatsApp screen I was reading? It keeps going on and off. Are the health benefits mentioned earlier? Oh, crikey. Derived from the fresh cocoa fruit or from the seeds? This is Ernest in Abeka.
Yeah, it's actually the whole cocoa pod. Even the shell, the
husk and all that.
Yes, that's what is used to make soap because of the mineral content. So it has a lot of nutrients right from that level to the seeds to the fruits. So we are talking cocoa in whole. Yeah.
All right. Hi Nortey, my wife is having repeated vaginal infections and she's blaming it on me because she said I have to treat myself too, which I already have. What could be the cause? And also, I noticed she stays too long in the washroom browsing on her phone. Could this be a reason? She is also diabetic. This is Kofi in Teshi. Okay? Now, you're already talking about infections. So I would want to presume if you're talking about treatment, that infection has been identified and then you can look at the cause of treatment. Okay?
So they should go to the hospital.
Yeah, I do a lot of work with the STIs and STDs and all those things, but one of the things is that identify it, but if you continue to do the same things that expose either of you, then there'll be repeat infections. It means that you are treating your condition, but not your position, which puts you in that situation. Okay, but he's trying to relate it to browsing in the toilet for too long, and then her being a diabetic.
Yeah, so I mean that's a nice history for their doctor.
Yeah.
So we advise they seek medical attention and then present the case.
Yeah.
The way it is.
He doesn't mention which vaginal infection.
Yes. So I'm sure that the appropriate tests will be conducted. The appropriate organisms will be identified. And the appropriate remedy will be prescribed for them to deal with it. And like you said, they have to check their lifestyle to prevent reinfection even after the course of treatment.
Can the seed be chewed raw? Is caffeine in chocolate the same as in the energy drink?
Obviously, no. In energy drinks, you get more of the caffeine. And from literature, caffeine present in cocoa is actually low. It's known to be one of the low caffeine foods. So people who are shying away from caffeine can comfortably take cocoa products without having any bad effects.
Please, I want to know if the cocoa seedling can thrive along the coast. I mean, towns close to the sea.
You are from close to the sea. Do you see cocoa?
Do I see cocoa? Well,
trees in your communities.
He took it up the hill.
I think we have to check on
with
this.
The soil and things like that. We'll investigate that.
Exactly.
What I guess he's thinking is that you said have a tree or two in your
Oh, okay, in your home.
No, at home.
Yeah, you plant it. If it dies, then you are not successful.
Okay.
You may even be able to import soil from elsewhere if the ecosystem, the soil in your area
One of
doesn't
these days, I'll
support
invite
it.
the Plant Center for Plant Medicine into the studio, and we will look at some of these things. Have a call on the line? No. Can the seed be chewed raw with no complications?
In minimally,
In
there shouldn't be in moderation. There shouldn't be a problem with that. You know, we are actually promoting the benefits of cocoa and all of that, but then this should not be a license for anybody to abuse cocoa. And in certain medical conditions, taking cocoa out of the meals help. For example, in uric acid, people with high blood uric acid, for example, cocoa products don't help, right? So let's not abuse. But if you chew one cocoa seed or two, that should not be anything that can hurt you.
Wise, I'm bringing you into my field and maybe to a physician's field, but the ayilo and the craving. So if I'm prevented from getting the ayilo, what will happen to me? I'm craving for it. Am I dependent, as in the same way somebody can be dependent on cannabis or something? I want ayilo.
Yes. So
what will happen to me?
So there has to be a way out.
Okay.
Right. Just as we help people out of alcoholism, out of drug abuse and all that.
So you have ayilo addiction.
Ayilo addiction.
White clay addiction.
You have to be there should be a stepwise approach to helping
but people are allowed to produce it and sell it in our markets and so on and so forth. Is it that much of a problem? My reading has concerns to do with other toxic contents in the ayilo.
Yeah, I'm sure you and I are here, and that trade still continues simply because the people who come down with serious complications from its abuse are not in the majority.
Okay.
Maybe statistically, that is why certain things. I mean, if you look in our society, there are so many things that are harmful for our health, but the trade continues. You can bring it to the things that people smoke, the things that people drink. All these are still traded. Okay. Right. So we probably have to ask more questions so far as regulation of some of these things are concerned. Right. But then if I like talking to people who suffer from complications of doing certain things. So if you are you've chewed it and you've had maybe an intestinal blockage, it did not kill you, you survived it, you should not go back to it again.
Great. Now, Osu says, Nortey, the cocoa plant grows in coastal areas too. I've seen them in coastal homes and other places looking very healthy and producing fruit. Now, in Osu, indeed, when Randy Abbey was made boss of the cocoa board, so he said, now in Kranisuna cocoa board, it became a whole topic, and then the person had to withdraw the comment, right? But Tete Kwashi is a guy who is from Teshi, okay? Get that right.
That should be his grandfather.
Yes, the same way that Komfuanochi is actually Komfuanochi, Nochie.
From Nochie.
There were two. They are Ewes. I've said that on this station before.
Joy,
right? So Komfuanochi is Nochie. It's Ewe. Go and read. You'll find it. Ghanaman's on
it's not Nochie.
What is it? What is it? You and your people. What is it?
Please go on.
I will deal with you.
It's Nochie.
Nochie. There were two. He and his brother. Oh, I'll remember this. You brought yourself. The research I did before I did that program, because people didn't want to believe it. Okay, Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. It's serious, but we've got to get into it so that you know what you're doing. What are you taking when you take ayilo? Okay, a lot of health concerns. There's a lot of research. Just Google it, right? And it will show you. Even WebMD has it, right?
Yes.
You hear kaolin or bentonite.
So there's you find more information on Pika, and then it comes the various types of non-food items that people consume.
Okay.
You mentioned a tall list earlier. Non-food items like clay. People chew ice. People chew hair, paint. Soap
the hair is a trickle
and even feces.
feces. Yeah.
Yes. So if you chew paint, for example, you're chewing lead because
99.7
these paints are made of lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm quite sad we haven't had any confessions on the phone line. Ziggy, what have you done to the phone line? Normally people call in and say, I chew this. My wife chews this. Today it looks like they are hiding. But that's why we do it, especially during Ghana month. Okay, so we have these things. Has anybody come to you with a problem related to, let's say, Ayilo?
Yes, especially pregnant women. Yeah,
They are presenting to a dietitian.
Yes, so we have to pregnant women with low levels of iron or low blood levels. They resort to pica a lot or chewing the
anemia can trigger.
Yes, so it's
craving.
like a reverse kind of reaction. The lack of iron and zinc is triggering the craving.
Okay.
And then the more they chew, the more they are not eating well, which is also reducing the quality of their meals. They are not gaining enough iron, enough vitamin C, and all that in order to build more blood.
Would you call me an addict?
To what?
I'm chewing Ayilo.
If
Seriously,
the moment
it is compulsive, I find it difficult to stop.
If it continues for more than a month,
I'm addicted to it somehow.
Yes.
Whoa.
So it can come once a while. It goes. That is not an addiction.
Yeah, folks, that's my area, and we have behavioral addictions, okay, and substance addictions or dependence, right? So we look at what we call addictive behaviors. It can become addictive.
Yes.
That you can't stop. Right, and that when you haven't done it, you don't feel okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay?
So the taste and the smell are the driving factors.
Okay.
And that's what will make people want to go for
99.7 FM.
more and more.
Right. I'm trying to read this, and my screen is blocking me. Why is it now blocking me? The cocoa. Ziggy, see if you can swing this and let me have a look at it. Right, there's something on my screen. It's being blocked by a dialog box. Okay, so we've gotten to understand that people do this more often than not in response to cravings.
Yes.
And then also things they've heard about what it cures and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, because we have it, that is why it's more prevalent in our parts of the world.
Exactly.
The Ayilo.
Yes.
Okay. And what would you say to those who we've got researches that are showing that there's heavy metals in
So
some of
those are things that should scare us. Yes, and when the conversation about galamsey and all that begin, I've been going on about these heavy metals getting into our food and all that. These are health risks.
Joy,
and things that
99.7
can cause
FM.
damage to our organs and all that.
Okay.
And Dialog itself has these physical effects of causing intestinal blockage and causing microbial infections, and also preventing people from eating well or gaining right nutrients and all that. So it's not good. My advice would be that we work our way out of such addictions.
Okay. Right. Let me just read that. Nortey, I was addicted to eating gastron tab. Magacid tab for 7 years. I had a friend who was addicted to Durol and would mix Durol with other drinks. But you don't want to know. You don't want to know. People
Joy,
see us for all
99.7
sorts of things. So he was addicted to gastron tablet, right? And Magacid tablet for about 7 years. Okay, nice confession there. I'll give you something for that. Okay.
You should tell us how he dealt with that addiction.
Okay, right. So that's been an interesting starter to our Ghana month. Wise Lecha is the team lead for Let's Consult, right?
Yes.
Short for. I have a caller at this time. Okay. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Where have you been?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Adole.
Yes, Adole.
I'm calling from Niederman.
Me neighbor.
Yes. I like to provide this information that the ever made from Ayilo area.
Is what?
Area. And not Kondo.
Somebody said Anlo.
Pardon me?
The person who said Kwando said they were from Anlo area.
No, Pando, because they came from there. It was bought in Pando.
Was bought or produced in Pando, but it is not called Pando.
But yes, but the other name is other.
That's what Wise was pronouncing in the
Pardon me?
studio. Yes, my guest said that in the studio.
Oh, then I didn't hear. Because you have to get off the phone, the radio to be able to call.
Okay, all right.
Then my second point is on the cocoa. I have a serious acid reflux, and one of the things I've been asked to avoid is any cocoa product.
Okay.
So confused as to some of the attributes or the good things of cocoa and why it affects it aggravates acid reflux.
Okay.
Okay.
Then number
so
three.
let me
Hey,
address.
she's gone to number 3. At 2 minutes past 2. Hey, past 3. Please,
And
hang on. Please slowly list the third one and then we wrap it up there.
yes, white consumption. I want to believe that it has to do with maybe some deficiency. I think iron. Because when I was a young woman, I used to eat ice. But when I got to I stopped menstruating, the craving for ice stopped.
Craving for ice.
Yes, ice.
Okay.
Ice block.
Okay, well understood. We're over time, so next time come to class early, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Bye.
Right, when I asked for the confessions, then I saw, right?
Yes.
But
I wanted to correct something.
yeah,
that,
just quickly, we are over time.
Yes. So when it comes to diseases and managing them, the management with anything, including dietary advice, depends on the history of the patient.
Exactly.
Yeah. So whatever she has told
She
us,
may have an allergic reaction herself, a unique.
yes. So for her acid reflux, when whoever treated would have listened and then picked out what the cause of the problems are.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that it applies to everybody.
Okay, great stuff. We've given you the stuff as part of our Ghana month. We hope you've been informed and hopefully transformed. Read some more. You can get Wise's books online, I believe.
Yes.
Just quickly.
Yes. www.lechabooks.com.
Lechabooks.com.
You can even download the soft copies.
Okay, great stuff. Many thanks to Ziggy, my producer. And we'll do a bit more. I've got something up my sleeve for the next week's Ghana month. Stick and stay. Don't go away, but I will. For those of you who know, Glengana Baba Warren is the son of Guy Warren. And this song is actually about an orphan, but he calls it Happy Feeling. Enjoy.